Hello and welcome to another episode of Shootin with the Scotts.
What's going on, everybody?
I am one of your hosts, Mrs. Cherron Scott, and I am here, joined every week.
I am your co-host, Peter Scott, also known as Gamer for Hire. Welcome. How's everybody doing?
Yes. And of course, like every week, we are here to talk about whatever shit comes across the table.
Yeah.
To reflect on our previous week and the things that have happened in our lives. And we do that by going over our roses and thorns. So, I'll go first. Since there's always a debacle, I'll just go first.
Okay. That's getting it.
I'm not always going to go first.
Getting it.
I'm not always going to go first. So, my rose was that we went and got maternity photos done. As you can see, I am
very pregnant.
All the way out there. Very much pregnant. So yeah, we went and got maternity photos done. And it was nice. I really liked our photographer.
Yeah, she was cool.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I talked about it. But I had apprehensions because, I don't know, I feel like a photographer can make or break your shoot. Yeah. Like, they got to know how to capture your personality.
They got to understand the vibe.
Right. So I was a little nervous about it at first because it's our first time working with this photographer. But she did really well. She was fun to work with, hang out with.
I always find it funny when we meet new people because you're awkward.
Very.
And I'm silent. But, so it's kind of hard just finding that balance and getting comfortable. That's all. It's just It's funny seeing us interact with people because I'm not going to say neither one of us is that, let's get out there, let's start that conversation. It's just, she's awkward. And I'm quiet. It's like, I got to warm up to you.
Yeah.
And she's just awkward.
And it's also just like, I'm an extrovert, but I find it a lot easier to be in social situations with some sort of inebriation.
Yeah.
And of course, that's not
liquid courage
appropriate for all situations.
Shit.
But yeah, no, I do. It just takes me a minute to not be as awkward.
Because it takes me a while to warm up. It takes her a while to figure people out and not be awkward.
And I try to, I don't know. I realized that I try to read the person and gauge, essentially which face should I put on for this interaction instead of just,
being you.
Presenting.
But I just say she was cool people's and she just made it fun and comfortable.
Right.
So
yeah.
It'll turn out good. And
I feel like it's always interesting when people ask us about our love story and how things have come to be.
Because it's it starts out one way, but it's not the way you expect it. There's twists and turns.
Gosh.
So most people are like, oh, high school sweethearts. I'm like, we ain't say that.
We are not that.
We did not say that.
No. Between high school and now has been a lot. But yeah, it was really nice. And I had fun. And I feel like things came out better than I expected.
Did she send us anything?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
We have not gotten them yet.
I was about to say, I'm like, I ain't see nothing.
No, we haven't gotten them yet. But just how, my dress, I was worried about how that was going to fit. The reason I waited so long is because, like I said, I had a little bit of a pregnancy complex. Tired of everybody telling me I'm so small. I'm like, what the heck does that even mean? Everybody, like I said, everybody carries pregnancy differently. Mm-hmm. And I'm also just A little lazy. So that also definitely has something to do with it, me waiting until the last minute.
And
Not
then
lazy.
there's also when it comes to how you look, it's fall, winter,
Yeah.
whatever the planet wants to be right now, and you
Yeah,
just wear
that.
baggy clothes, so it doesn't look like you're out there when you put on something
Right.
form fitting.
I would say that, and also it's just like I waited a while because it was just like I've always wanted to take a photo shoot in the snow, and like
We never gonna get that. We got it once.
I was say our engagement photos was after it snowed.
Yeah.
But then like I wanted to take a like while the snow is falling, like glistening, covering us, like
Never gonna get that.
man. So I was just like maybe, hopefully, fingers crossed. You know, and December's past. We used to have snow in December.
Global warming. Just leave it at that.
So, but so all of those things had me a little like worried about how it was gonna turn out. I didn't want to feel rushed and like forget something, but everything worked out how it was supposed to, and I think that'll be nice. I can't wait to post some. My thorn for the week. Well, it is no surprise that I'm a thoroughly pregnant woman at this point. I am just starting to feel all of the like pressure and aches and pains of carrying a whole ass fetus inside my body.
Yeah.
Like my pelvis literally like at the base of my pelvis, it feels like I'm just constantly being ripped apart and it just hurts. Hilarious. Not constant. It hurts a lot. Like when I go to get up off the couch, turn over in bed, get out of the bed, like it's just like, and I'm just like, okay.
I was just making room. Just make sure my head's gonna fit. Okay, cool.
Between that and just like, I also feel a lot more pressure just of her being there. Like, I feel like I can't tell when I really have to pee because there's always pressure on my bladder. Like, so I think I have to pee, like, so bad. And they just be like, dribble, dribble. And she like, all right, I just got out of bed for nothing. Woke myself up. Like, and the insomnia. And I feel like it's just your body and your mind's way of preparing you to, like, wake up every couple of hours with a whole ass baby, but it's just like, bro, I can't stay asleep to save my life.
I think that's the joy of sleep mask. It's like, at least if I'm gonna wake up, at least it's still dark. I ain't gotta worry about any lights shining through or seeing stuff and my mind starts activating and wandering.
It's rough.
It's rough. Got it.
It's rough. But overall, yes, I'm talking about you. You just kicked me. But yeah, it's just pregnancy.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's been a little topic of discussion, at least in my circles. But like I have seen where it's just like a lot of women previously have sold a pipe dream about pregnancy and made it seem like, oh, this is so beautiful.
Yeah, nobody talks about the real shit. You're so
great. Like, exactly. Like,
they just talk about the good shit.
And then
that sound nice.
You know, and then they make it seem like society in general makes it seem like, you know, if you complain about your pregnancy, then you don't love your baby or you're not excited. Like, I definitely love my child. I cannot wait to meet her. I'm starting to feel impatient. But this process, like you can't expect it not to be taxing on your body. Like, you're constantly doing shit, constantly moving. You're sustaining 2 lives at this point with your own one.
You're making something out of nothing.
Gosh.
Bones, sinews, veins, all that good shit.
All that good shit. And it's just like, just because I complain about the process, that doesn't change how I feel about my child. Like, these 2 things can be mutually exclusive.
Hey,
nuance.
People just assume you can't complain out loud, that you should keep it to yourself.
Fuck that. I'm complaining out loud. And it's not like I don't even have a lot to complain about, but the shit that I do, I'm complaining out loud. Hopefully, me complaining will make it more comfortable for somebody else to complain. Because it's okay to complain about shit. Like, it's the plight of what you're going through.
And people love to say, well, some other people can't do this. Well, that sucks for them, but I'm going through shit right now.
Like, I'm not going to hold my tongue just to try to make other people... Like me holding my tongue is not going to make me feel better. I want to feel better. And complaining is how I feel better.
Get it out. A thorn for the week. Square Enix need to get their shit together.
Talk about it.
Sending out updates for this game to make things better, and y'all break up with shit. And it's like Avengers, since this raid has came out, like the first time I played raid, solid, great, cool. I go play something else. You got glitches. You can't pick shit up. You gotta reset. You join a match. If somebody's on a PS4, then some shit breaks. Fix your shit. I would like to play online, but I can't do that if shit keeps crashing. Or if I get stuck trying to hit something and I get stuck in the pose and I'm just there getting my ass beat. Fix your shit, Square Enix.
I feel like they literally just fixed the whole Kamala Khan glitch. That was like months long.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you push out a new DLC. That's not really a DLC. It's just a new character. Like,
it's a new character and a new map. And it's just like, it shouldn't be that hard just to add a map and a character. But here we are. My rose is... I don't know. No, yes I do. No, I don't. No, yes I do.
Okay.
I had Wagyu brisket for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
And that shit was fire.
It was good.
And it was a day later. That shit was still fire. Like, damn. I keep thinking about it. I'm like, do I want to make this 40-minute drive just to get some brisket? And then I'm like, I could just look around where I am and see if they got Wagyu brisket somewhere around here.
No, I doubt it.
I mean, Baltimore up the street.
Ugh. Ugh. Okay.
So, I don't know. I want to buy it and try to, well, have her cook it. I don't cook brisket. Never cook brisket.
I've never cooked brisket before
staying
either.
in my lane. So there's that. I want to try it myself, but I'm like, I'm not about to spend this money on a pound of brisket and I don't know how to make it and I'm making it incorrectly. So I'm going to figure that out. But that brisket was fire. The sauce that came with it. It was $250 if y'all ever heard of it. That shit was fire. Y'all should go check out 250. They had some good ribs too. Yeah.
Nice. I'm glad you thought about me enough to bring me home some food.
Well, you've been saying you want to barbecue for some time now. And we went to our usual barbecue spot like a month ago, and they were closed. Like, indefinitely.
Ooh, it was more than that.
Was it?
Yeah, it was for our anniversary.
Oh. Okay. But still, they were closed, like, indefinitely. And we really don't got any other barbecue spots.
No.
And I don't really trust people with barbecue because not everybody does it right. And I feel like I've been spoiled with Cherron's ribs, so it's just like, do I want to? No, I'd rather just have her make it. But I never really eat brisket either when I go to barbecue spots. Mm-hmm. So trying that for the first time was solid. And yeah, I was like... I was with my boy Ed, and he was like, yeah, I mean, you know, when you go out to eat, you got to bring her something back too. I was like, you right. Let me go get this brisket. I was looking at it anyway, especially since before I went. I was like, oh, Wagyu. I was thinking about it. And then she was my excuse to get it, so.
I was going to say, you one of those people who look up a menu before they go to
Absolutely.
a restaurant.
I got to know what you serve. I might not decide on what I get, but I got to see what my options are. I got to know how your menu work. I feel like, because it's, for me, introverted, I get real awkward and real sketchy and real tense in, like, when I'm on the spot. So if I'm going to a new place and I'm at the counter ordering something, I don't want to be standing there and then three other people come up here behind me and I'm just looking at the menu because I've never been here. I feel awkward.
Okay.
So I gotta look shit up.
That's funny.
Well.
Okay, so you said your roses and your thorn.
Yeah.
Okay. So with the holiday season coming up and us being on the parental side of things officially now, I want to talk about Santa and the whole kit and caboodle surrounding Santa. And more specifically, like, how you feel about kids believing in Santa, and if you think Harleen should. So I saw this thing. I saw this video.
Well, as a God-fearing Christian.
See, and that's exactly where I was about to go with it. I saw this video where she was saying a whole bunch of different shit. But she was just like, my kids don't believe in Santa. We believe in Jesus. And it's like, okay, but can both not be mutually exclusive?
They are children.
Like,
they don't know what the fuck's going on.
I was like, not only that, you gonna send them to school with this whole complex of believing in Jesus instead of Santa, and then being like,
look, man,
they gonna ruin it for other kids. It's gonna cause problems for other parents.
My kid isn't about to be the one coming home with a black eye because you want to ruin Christmas for somebody.
Gosh,
keep your mouth shut. No, I don't care, man. Santa is dope. Yes, I believe in Santa. I am 28 years old, and I believe in Santa. Yep, he's going to come down my chimney, which I don't have.
I'll say we don't have a chimney.
So,
I'll come through the vent.
It comes through every year with something. I don't expect shit, and then somebody comes to my door with some shit, and it's like, a present. Look at that. You might call him the Amazon delivery driver. I call him Santa. Get over it, guys. Yes, Harley is going to know Santa, the Easter Bunny, the Tooth Fairy, Jack Be Nimble, and all of that shit. I don't know. I don't know why people are so hyped about that shit. Like, you believed in Santa when you were a kid. Let your kid have some imagination, some freedom, enjoy grandma getting ran over by reindeers, all that shit.
Grandma Got Ran Over by a Reindeer is literally my favorite Christmas movie and Christmas song. Like, legit favorite.
Look.
But
by the looks of how I react to Christmas, it might not seem like I like Christmas, but I love Christmas. I would just like to celebrate Thanksgiving first. It's my birthday. Just give me that. That's just my thing. But I love Christmas. The snow, the ambience, the lights, all that shit.
Excuse me. What bothers me is the black or white of it all. And it's just like why can't you believe in both? Why can't you tell the story of Jesus and also be like Santa? You know, like it's not like, you know, it's not like believing in Santa is gonna overrule the whole idea of Jesus and the whole importance of Christmas behind that too. Like,
the angel that told Mary about Jesus, his nickname was Santa. Who gives a fuck? Put it all together. People, I don't know. People are too rigid. Kids are kids. Let them have their freedom. The world is going to bash them and reality is going to kick them in the face sooner or later. Let them have their freedom while they got it. Santa, it helps them with believing in something.
Right.
It gets their hopes up for a holiday. It helps them with the spirit and joy. It's something communal that you can celebrate with everybody else. So...
And I also feel like it's a lot easier for a child. I mean, and not to say that children can't, but I feel like it's a lot easier for a child to wrap their head around, okay, and in a way, they're both very similar if you break it down to a child's mindset. But, like, just the idea of, there's somebody looking out after you. There's someone looking out for you, after you, throughout the year. You should be on your best behavior.
And then that teaches them responsibility.
And then a reward at the end of it.
There are layers to Santa.
And like I said, Santa and Jesus, like, okay, similar, but you don't have to say, well, because we believe in Santa, we can't believe in Jesus, or because we believe in Jesus, we can't believe in Santa. Like,
if that's the case, I better not see one there decoration in your church. I don't know, bro. Yeah, Harley's gonna know about Santa. She's gonna know about the Tooth Fairy, the Easter Bunny, all of them fools. Because I'm not gonna ruin her innocence.
right.
Because of people like to bring up, well, you can't. Santa isn't the same for everybody. Like Santa in the suburbs and it's the same Santa in the hood. Who gives a fuck?
I was gonna
Who
bring that
cares?
up a little bit later.
Like, just because Santa brought your kid a PS5 and that kid got a PS4, who gives a fuck? It's kids learn. Kids are gonna learn. Shit, what is it called? Just the nuance of different gifts and being able to afford shit sooner or later. Like, kids are gonna know, hey, my parents can get me this and maybe not that. And some people know, hey, Santa couldn't get me this, so maybe my mom will get it for me later.
Yeah.
Kids are gonna be happy with whatever. They're children.
I think the issue with that part, though, is that, like, under the narrative that, like, you know, Santa's watching out if you're good or you're bad throughout the whole year and gives you gifts based on that. If somebody gets a PS5 and says that Santa gave them, like, Santa brought them a PS5, but Santa only brought you a PS4 or a PS3 or nothing at all, really, because your parents can't afford it, then that kind of makes the kid feel like, well, dang, did I fuck up throughout the year? Like, so I feel like that part could have issues. Like, I think Santa should be regulated to the, like, smaller gifts. Like,
but then that goes to the parents then. And that's my thing. You can't regulate what one house teaches another house. Or teaches their children versus another house teaching the other children. Like, you might want to regulate Santa to smaller gifts, and the other parents may want to say Santa got these kids everything. That's just something we're going to have to explain to our kids. That's our responsibility as parents. Yeah. You can't blame somebody else and say, you can't tell your kid Santa got them this because it's going to make my kid feel like shit. That's not that other family's problem.
I mean, but by your logic, that's also not the other family's problem if they decide to believe in Jesus and not believe in Santa.
Amen. I'm of the mindset, just don't go out of your way to ruin a child's innocence. Yeah. To ruin a child's imagination. Like I said, the world's going to hit them in the face with that shit anyway. Like, while they're under 7, let them believe what the hell they want. By the time they hit middle school, they going to forget about Santa anyway.
Yeah, I was going to say, or somebody going to snitch. But it's also just like, so for me.
And then, go ahead.
Oh, for me, it's funny. I want to say I was in, like, third. I was either between second. No, it wasn't second grade. It was between, like, third and fourth grade. Like, the whole and only reason my mother told me Santa wasn't real was because she needed help wrapping gifts.
Hilarious.
I was like,
hilarious.
Okay.
Sorry to break it to you, kid.
Now help me wrap up your brother and sister stuff. Like,
but Santa's outsourcing his gift wrapping this year. The elves went on strike, you know, they ain't getting paid enough gingerbread cookies.
Nah, she was like, Santa ain't really real. I got all y'all gifts. Like,
but then
help me wrap these up real quick.
Like I said, there are layers to Santa. Like, it teaches kids a lot of different things. By the time they figure out Santa isn't real, they learn that your parents can lie to you too. Yeah. They understand disappointment. Like, it's like buying a fish or a hamster or a gerbil for a kid. You're just doing that to teach him about death. Like,
because that thing gonna die.
It's gonna die real quick.
So, do you think it's better to, I guess, start your kids off with like the facts and the reality that like your parents can be flawed, adults in general can be flawed. You don't have to like some like they can be flawed. They could lie to you, things could go wrong. Or do you think it's better for kids to be raised up to a certain point with that innocence, that wool over their eyes, and then all of a sudden have everything change?
When you put it like that, you make it sound traumatic.
I
And
I'm just asking.
maybe I'm saying, yeah, let him have a little trauma business character. I don't know. I feel like yes, let them have that innocence. Let them grow up. The kids are very absorbent. They're gonna catch on. They're gonna notice something. They're gonna go looking for like that's another thing. We believed in Santa, yet we still running around our house searching for gifts.
Yeah.
How does that work in a child's mind? I don't remember. Yet it happened. So, I mean, like, they're going to know something's up. Maybe Santa came a little early and just dropped the gifts off so he can hit every house by Christmas. Like, I don't know. Kids are smart. Like I said, they absorb a lot. So, eventually they're going to figure shit out. So, I'd rather let them figure it out for themselves. Like I said, a little trauma, a little disappointment, it builds character. And you can curtail the time. It's like learning Santa isn't real, isn't like learning that your dad that you've known for the last 8 years ain't your real dad.
Yeah.
That's different.
That's different. But also, I feel like that's like, but that's tricky though, because that's an adult mind rationalizing that difference. Whereas a kid is just like, you lied to me, point blank. It's black and white. Like, you lied.
Don't learn that some people lie to you in this world, and your parents can be one of those people. But they still gonna trust you because you still gonna feed them that night. They still got a place to stay. You still got them gifts.
Yeah.
They just this bigger than life character has suddenly became fictional in their head instead of something that they thought was real. I mean, growing up, how many different Santa Claus did we go to the mall and see? And we thought that was all the same person? And like I said, the first Santa Harley's going to be is black. It's going to be a black guy. So.
Even if you got to have your brother dress up and show up at the house.
And it's going to be tricky. He went and lost weight and shit.
You got 2 brothers?
Ain't on that big. We're going to have to use Dwayne.
Hilarious. And he ain't that big either, he just tall.
I had this whole thing in my head and the nigga wasn't gonna get.
Hilarious.
Good for you, bro. You know, health and shit, but
Health and shit.
just ruined my whole image. My
Like,
plans.
I don't know. It's just like, and then for me, I feel conflicted. Like, bottom line, yes, Harley is going to believe in Santa. But, like, I also don't want her to grow up with the mindset or the complex that, like, adults are always right. Like, I don't know. Like,
I don't feel like she's in it. I just feel, knowing who we are as people and who we plan to be as parents, I don't feel like she's going to think that adults are always right. Like, we're going to be as honest as we possibly can with her faults and all. Like, I'm not gonna hide shit from Harley.
But we hiding the fact that Santa isn't real.
I don't know. I feel like that's different. I feel like shit that makes children. That's kids.
Yeah.
That's kid shit. Let them be kids. I don't know. That's like, look.
I feel like I have to like, and I had therapy today, so I'm still a little sore, I guess. But my therapist also kind of had to break it down to like, I have to stop thinking in such absolutes, such black and white.
And that's like that's it. Because I'm picturing like maybe my entire nerd life would be different if somebody came to me when I was younger and told me like the Power Rangers was fake. I mean, think about middle schoolers who find out wrestling is fake.
Yeah.
Like, that's devastating. But they get over that shit. They still love it.
I was gonna say, people still love wrestling to this
They
day.
know it's fake, and they still got people packing the stands to watch that shit. Like, I know Santa isn't real. I still believe in Santa Claus. I don't know, man. I feel like that innocence provides something for kids. That imagination, it makes them believe in something. Like, it does something. And like I said, there's layers. It teaches them that responsibility, that if you want something, that if the rules are, it's following rules. If the rules are you be good to get this thing, then you be good to get that thing. Yeah. Like, if you're bad, there's consequences to being bad. If you, like with Santa, if you're naughty, you get cold. Like, it teaches them consequences. Like, it's certain things you can't just outright tell them because they might not completely understand it. But if you wrap it up into something like Santa, then they understand, okay, I have to do this in order to get this. So, I don't know, man. Maybe that's just me. I feel like that's like most things, you got to baby it down for kids.
Yeah.
Like, you got to wrap it up into something that they understand.
I agree. It's
like, thinking about it, I feel like that's why the Tooth Fairy exists. It's like losing a tooth is painful, yeah, but also the reward as an adult is you get your adult teeth, but your reward as a kid is I get $1. But kids don't give a fuck about adult teeth.
Yes, but
they just lost something in their mouth.
But even as an adult, what's your reward for losing your teeth? You got a hole in your mouth.
You got a hole in your mouth. At that point, it's cavities, nigga. Stop eating like trash.
So,
there's levels to it. Like, you can't always say, I could lose the teeth as an adult and I'm going to get $20 into my pillow. Like, no, nigga, that teeth ain't growing back. You ain't getting money for that shit.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay money now.
I was going to say, I just feel like it's not as, what's the word? I don't know. I feel like people try to make, like, believing in Santa and all that stuff, like, a lot deeper than it really has to be. Mm-hmm. Like at some point, you know your kid is going to grow out of this. Like, it's just accepting the phase that they're going through. And if they choose to believe in that, let them choose to believe in it. Like, and then if not, don't. Like,
you want them to believe in something they can't see, like God and Jesus, but you want to take away something that is kind of tangible. Like
I was say, like, right there in their face, like, as if every store doesn't have some sort of Santa paraphernalia.
Commercials, TV shows.
Like, the nigga in the mall, like,
come on now.
Yeah.
You can't say, oh, we believe in Jesus, but
I think my whole thing is just like
that part.
I think my whole thing is just finding that balance between
reality and their imagination.
Like, yeah, you can believe in this. It's fun. Like, you know, and that's another thing. Just do what's fun, but also realize that, like.
But I believe that's why there are rules behind these things. Yeah. Like I said with Santa, the naughty and nices. There are rules behind Christmas and Santa. Be good all year, you get a gift. That can trickle down to any area of your life. The reward, consequences and rewards. Yeah. Like, instead of wrapping that up and, hey, you broke this, now you're gonna get popped or something. It's no. Here's Santa. Be good. Obey your parents. You get a big gift at the end of the day. Whatever it is. In a way, the Easter Bunny, egg hunts, that teaches cooperation. Like, work together to find these things. Yes, you're competing for a big prize at the end to collect the most eggs, but you see that person struggling over there.
And help them out.
Help them. Yeah. You don't need all this candy. Maybe give them an egg. Like, I don't know. I feel like there's a little bit of realism in everything that's imaginary. Like, there has to be.
Yeah.
Now, the question is, are you going to teach your kids about Krampus? That's the other side of Christmas.
I feel like you should teach your teenagers.
Like, If you really bad, now this monster under your bed that looks like that. No, Santa's gonna turn into this monster that's under your bed and snatch you away, and you're gonna turn into an elf, and you're gonna work the assembly line.
Hilarious. I think, yeah, I also like it's. Again, not trying to think in absolutes. Like, yes, of course, kids can believe in Santa, but it's also just like, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too much into it, but I also don't want, like I just want to make sure we have that balance as parents. Like, technically, we lie about Santa being real, but it's also just like, but also that's my way of teaching you that like adults can be shitty and lie to you.
And lie to you, like. Yes. Think for yourself. Do you want to believe in Santa? Make that decision for yourself. Like, I remember at one point, I know I was like at least 14 or 15, and my dad still looking, hey, you still believe in Santa? Nigga, I know you buy my shit, but yes.
15.
Yes, I believe in Santa. I love all this shit. Go take me to see the lights. What are you talking about?
Hilarious. Yeah. But then so the second part of that is like, eventually, would we tell her, or would we just like let her figure it out on her own?
No, let her figure it out. I feel like those are legitimate life lessons they have to learn for themselves. Mm-hmm. Like, either she's gonna figure it out for herself, find gifts, figure out that we're the ones waking up at night putting things under the tree, or somebody at her school is gonna be like, you still believe in Santa? Like, let them experience life. Like, I'm not going to take that away from them. Like, my job is to make her have as much fun and feel as safe as possible. Like, yes, teaching her lessons, all that good jazz, but the world is going to do enough to her. Yeah. Like, this is your safe space. Let this be your have fun while you, like, I'm not going to set out to put more weight on you.
Right. I think that, and like, it's funny you say trauma like builds character, but I think that's where like the trauma piece really comes in, because it's like you rip that innocence away from them. Like, they don't get to, now they're the grumpy ones.
Grumpy one in school because everybody else is having fun, believing in Santa, gluing cotton to red pieces of paper, and she's like, fuck this shit. Santa ain't real. Like, and now I gotta go up to school because the teacher called me because she's ruining Christmas for her whole class.
Gosh. And it's just like why is it such a bad thing to hold on to that innocence for a little bit longer?
I don't think it is. I think that turns into an adult personal problem. That those adults, something bad happened to them during Christmas, or they didn't get that scooter they wanted for Christmas, and they found out Santa wasn't real, and now they want to ruin it for everybody else. Or they don't want even their kid to get an inkling that somebody else is responsible for their parents' work.
Yeah. I feel like, that kind of frustrates me too. When parents be like, I did all this, I bought all this, I worked all year. Like, okay. Like, I was going to say, that's kids taking a you problem and putting it on your kid. Like,
at a certain age, kids don't understand money and how that shit works.
No, they don't.
Like, I'm not... At some point, they're going to get math, and they're going to learn about dollars and coins and quarters and all of that shit. I'm not going to be the one to teach them that. Once they be like, oh, Dad, money's a thing. Yes! Yeah. Now, you want a piece of candy? $1.25, nigga.
That's funny. I was saying, then the next layer of that is when they get into high school and be like, yes, you literally exchange time and hours out of your life to a corporation for coins and dollars to spend on.
You want to know what the high school, middle school version of Christmas is? Valentine's Day. These niggas don't like you. Hilarious. They want candy. They want to feel special for a day.
I feel like high school is a little bit different. High school is like, let me show everybody else how much I like you, or how much.
Maybe high school is different.
High school is
different. But middle school, where everybody has to get it, where you have to bring a card for everybody, in the class. These niggas don't really like you. They just had to bring you a card.
Hilarious. I remember I was in like third grade. But of course, like in third grade, you gotta bring a Valentine card for everybody in the class. But I had a crush on this boy in third grade, and I was convinced thoroughly that he specifically picked out this card and put my name specifically on this card. And I was like, look, he said love so and so.
Hilarious. Oh, poor kid.
Oh my gosh, I was convinced.
And that is your lesson in heartbreak, child.
Oh my god.
There are just certain things kids got to experience for themselves. Like, there's no way a parent can wrap that up for them that they will understand clearly. Like, they don't get it. They have to go through it. Like, a lot of people, it's like burning the stove. You can tell your kid all day not to touch the hot plate, but they gonna touch the hot plate.
Say, but until they experience that plate being hot,
they gonna keep trying. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Harley's gonna know about Santa. If a kid want to ruin her life, then hey, I'm sorry I sent you to that school. That's on me, kid. I should have met the kids, I guess.
You should have met the kids in her class. Like, look, little motherfucker.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just like, I don't know. It kind of makes me sad that people, like, don't want their kids to have any innocence for the aspect of it being right or wrong. Like,
palatable to everybody. Everybody has to feel good about it. Like, people are so afraid of hurting other people's feelings nowadays. It's like, you forget how it was to be a kid.
Or my thing is, I feel like a lot of people feel like I feel like while there's a shifting, I guess, in the whole, like, aspect of parenthood, where people are now like, maybe I shouldn't just beat my kids for no reason and actually, like, reason with them and show them the consequences of their actions. You know, like, I feel like that's one thing, but it's also just like,
they're still kids.
They're still kids. Like, they're still not adults. They still can't rationalize. And I feel like that's the whole point of not physically beating your kids, because they can't rationalize why they're being hit. They just know that, like, if they do something wrong, you get upset.
This is how you react when you're upset.
Like, but it's also
even
just
to this day, even for me till this day, there's just something different about getting a gift on Christmas versus just getting something from somebody either on your birthday or just a random gift throughout the year.
Yeah.
Like, Christmas is special.
Yeah.
Like, me personally, I think last year was the first year I actually wrapped a gift for Cherron since we've been together. It might not happen this year. The gift is like this small. I'm not buying a whole roll of wrapping paper to wrap this thing.
Knock on the next door neighbors. They got some, I'm sure. Maybe not. We don't know our neighbors.
We don't know none of these niggas. But there's just something different about getting a gift on Christmas versus the rest of the year. Christmas is special. It's in the air, as people say. Everybody's experienced this same type of joy. I feel like that's just the energy out there. Mm. So, I don't know. Ripping that away from a kid, like, I feel like that's not fair to them. I feel like you're forcing them to grow up way too early.
Yeah. I agree. I, like, if anything, I want our children to enjoy being children for as long as possible.
As long as possible.
Like knowing how I grew up and just, like, the stress that I placed on myself for shit that for real was completely out of my control. Like, I can't do nothing about this. But just because I'm aware of it, I'm worried about it.
Like, the things I've missed out on because I had to work with my dad. Like, there's just certain things I wouldn't want Harley to miss out on. Like, I know how that made me feel. I wouldn't want her to feel that way.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to let her be a kid as long as possible until you can't be. Like, until the world says otherwise. And even then, this is still your safe space.
Yeah.
You can be as innocent as you want here.
I was going to say, and then I feel like there's nuance is reasonable. Like, you can be a kid and be innocent while also still knowing that you're responsible for your actions.
Yes. Like, don't get me wrong. It's Harley get older. The nuances are going to get different and more deeper. But, like I said, this will always be her safe space. If she's 16 and up, Yeah, get a job if you want to work. Do you have to work? Hopefully, I'll be in a place where you don't have to work. But eventually, if you're going to be by yourself, you're going to need a job. Mm-hmm. So figure that out. But until then, just know that money is yours. You don't. There's no bills you got to pay here. There's to keep your money.
You don't have to put gas in my car.
I'm a recommend maybe saving some of it, but it's your money. Do what the fuck you want with it. Like, I'm just gonna make sure I teach you what I wish I knew, mm-hmm. and what you do with that is what you do with that. At the end of the day, you're my child. I'm gonna still love you no matter what you do. Like, I don't get it, and maybe that's just me because of what I went through and my experiences in life, but that's just how I feel. Like, this is your safe space. You can be as innocent as you want here.
Yeah.
Do you, kid?
I agree.
My little brother is taller than me, bigger than me, 20-some, and I still call him a kid. Like, that's how I see you. That's how you can operate with me. Like, this responsibility, the woes of the world, when you cross my threshold, you can leave all that shit behind.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. And it's mostly because of just how I grew up. Like I said, like, and not to make it seem like all doom and gloom, but it's just also just like, I don't know, feeling like having too much of a sense of responsibility while you're young kind of stifles you as you get older. Like, I know for me, I feel like all of my choices have so much more weight, and it's like, it's really not that deep. Mm-hmm. Like, you can make mistakes. One mistake, and like, mostly financial, but like, one mistake is not going to cause everything to come crumbling down. Like, so it's just like, I just want our children and Harley to know. Well, Harley is our child. Shut up. I just want our children to, honestly, not even just our children, but like nieces and nephews, cousins, like anybody who comes in contact with us, to realize that like, you can still be innocent. You can still be a kid. Like, mm-hmm. You can still learn lifelong lessons while enjoying yourself and not being stressed out about adult shit.
I know for a fact reasons that I don't like going out or being out is because I was never allowed to do much when I was a kid. I had to stay in the house, and my parents didn't really want to take me places. And because they didn't want to take me places, I always felt like I couldn't ask other people to take me places because there was going to be more questions, and I just didn't want to fucking deal with that. So now I'm a homebody. I like to stay home. I know how much fun I can have at home. Being out too long is tiring and exhausting, and I just want to go back home by that point. So I stay home anyway. Can I still have fun going out? Yeah, but at the end of the day, because I spent so much of my childhood in the house because I couldn't go out, and that just became a place for me. That's my place now.
Yeah.
So I want Harley to experience more of life. Have fun. Go out. Be your age.
Right.
You don't have to grow up too quickly. Yeah. Like Cherron said, I want you to be a kid as long as you possibly can. So, Santa's real. The Tooth Fairy is real.
Jesus is also very real.
Jesus is also very real. Like,
and also, adults can lie, so do what you want with that information.
Do what you will, kid. Hopefully it don't hurt you too bad, but we'll get over it once you're ready for dinner. So,
like, yeah, I feel like it's more important being, especially your child. I feel like it's more important being your child's safe space than to be extremely hard on them to, quote unquote, prepare them for the real world. Mm-hmm. Like, the real world is gonna suck no matter when you get to it, no matter how far.
There are things you have to do to prepare for the real world. Like, you don't have to go out of your way to do it. Like, the world will come to you. Like, yeah.
I thought I had something else, but it escapes me.
Hey, man.
Those things happen.
People complain that these videos are too long anyway.
You got complaints?
Not really complaints. It's just, hey, I'd probably watch more if it was shorter.
Okay.
But I feel like people tap out like 20 minutes in.
I mean, yeah. That's because they don't get to the good stuff. The good stuff don't happen until you already 20 minutes in. Okay. I guess.
These won't be shorter. This is what we got this week. So.
I was gonna say, I feel like as we get closer and closer to like hardly getting here, it might get a little shorter. And then even afterwards, we might just pop in and be like, all right, cool. We still alive. Here's our roses and thorns. All right, bye. Like,
we still alive. All right, so you got
it. Just because we'll be preoccupied.
Mm-hmm. I was talking to my team lead, and he was like, yeah, you're probably going to have to sell that PS5. You're going to be barely using it. I'm like, first of all, sir, there's two of us. We're going to take turns. We'll be fine.
Definitely. Not only that, would I not use the PS5 while you're not using it?
There's two of us. We going to share. Hey, I'm going to play a match real quick. Hold this.
This being the literal child.
This being the child. Yes.
Hilarious. Wow. Okay.
But yeah, there's gonna be around. I think I'm gonna take the week of Christmas off, other than the podcast. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna just stop streaming that week of Christmas. Probably do a little bit more streaming that week after. But yeah, around New Year's, it's probably going to be a hard stop.
Yeah.
Just, you never know at that point. Excuse me. I was just reading something, and a chick went to the hospital for a checkup, and the doctor, I think she was like 37 weeks, maybe less, but it was definitely past 32. Yeah. But she went in, normal checkup, but the doctor said she had high blood pressure, and they just kept her just to be safe, and she had a baby.
Preeclampsia is a real thing.
And I'm just like, yeah, you never know with these kids.
You just never know.
They be ready when they ready.
Yeah. So, hopefully, I don't know. I'm trying to control the things that I can control, and not worry too much about the literal ticking time clock that we have. But things will come as they'll come.
I think the reason why it's a clock that's not ticking for me is because we don't know when it's actually going to happen. So I'm just like, let me just make sure the things we need to be ready is ready, and we'll be fine.
But that's the part that makes me nervous.
That's the part that makes me
because I'm just like
chill. Like, hey, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen.
But I'm like, what if it happens before we're ready?
How are we not
ready? No, like what? Like literally, like I want to make sure we get our diaper or hospital bag packed like sooner rather than later, because it's like I don't want to go into labor and not have our bag packed. Like when are we gonna set up our changing table and get that shit organized? Like
I'm gonna build that tomorrow.
Humidifier.
I just gotta take it out of the box and take it to my phone.
Granted, we have already washed her clothes, but I'm also still just like, I gotta settle on an outfit that she's gonna come home in. Like,
let's wrap her in some bread.
No.
Swaddle the bitch.
Whatever. Nah.
Call it a day.
We're gonna take pictures.
The baby has just got here. She is not fully formed. You are not taking pictures of my baby.
But also, okay, but even with like the diaper bag, it's like, okay, like I just want to feel like I said, I just want to feel like I'm prepared. And I'm trying to get into the mindset of being like, you're not really going to be prepared. But it's just like, I want to make sure that I have like as much knowledge as possible. But I'm starting to get overwhelmed with how much knowledge there is, and just want to be like, fuck it, I'm going to just wing it and be all right. Like,
I need you to focus on a few things. This weekend, after we hang with Ted, or Friday, pack the hospital bag.
But I'm also...
pack the diaper bag.
Yes.
I'll put the car seat in the thing. I'm going to build the thing to change the table tomorrow. Okay. After that, there ain't shit we can do, babe.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll feel a lot better once those things are taken care of.
After that, it's just a waiting game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's sign out.
I'm a nervous Nelly. And I'm hoping this baby stays in until 2022. But, whatever happens, happens. And we'll keep y'all posted. This has been another episode of Shootin' with the Scotts.
It's been real, guys.
Bye.